It is a busy time of year around Northeast Kansas, and that is highlighting today's trip on your Red Couch Rewind. I'm your host, Melissa Bruner. Welcome on in. This is where we recap some of the top interviews you've seen on Eye on Northeast Kansas, the TV show. It comes to you live Monday through Friday, 4 o'clock Central Time from our WIBW TV studios in Topeka, the capital of the great state of Kansas. We're going to start by talking about the point-in-time count. This is something that is done twice a year in Topeka. Specifically, it counts the number of people who are experiencing homeless. The summer point-in-time count is coming up. Christy Hobbs from Astra Mental Health and Recovery joined us to tell us why this is so important. Welcome to you. Glad to have you along.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We started seeing this twice a year count a couple years ago. What's the goal in doing it, not just in winter in January, but also this time of year?
So the point in doing that is to get a more accurate count. In the wintertime, we usually see some of our folks go inside, friends bring them in. If it's cold, if it's hotter out, we usually see an uptick in numbers because more people are outside because it's more comfortable. Obviously not today.
No.
But that's the reason that we do it. So we can get a better idea and average of the two and kind of put them together and figure out if they're going up or down.
Have the numbers borne that out, or what have we seen? Has it actually been quite similar between winter and summer?
Yes, they have been. It's not too much. I think like maybe 20 to 30 difference in numbers. But we actually have been housing people recently, so that's been really good. So those numbers will actually show lower this year.
What is the goal and the importance of the count? What are the numbers used for?
So the numbers are used for federal funds from HUD, and those go towards the city and help with emergency housing assistance,
all those things that can get funding so that you can do your program.
Outreach needs, those types of things are put into those funding.
How does the count work? What happens?
So what I do is I put together about 8 to 9 teams across different agencies, TRM, Compassion Strategies, Astra of course, and then we connect them with probably 3 to 4 in a group and then go out all in the city to count the individuals that are homeless.
What is that contact like? Because are you just counting them and then you say, okay, good day, see ya? Or does more happen when you have that interaction?
Yes, more does happen. It is more of a connection than just a number. It's getting to know their name, understanding where they're coming from, where they're at, what they need, what their barriers are to get them off the street, not just so that they're a number. They are never just a number. They are human beings that we want to make sure are taken care of.
So sometimes you're connecting them with services right then and there.
We are.
Why is it important for Astra to be involved when individuals are having challenges with finding shelter or staying sheltered? How does Astra come in? What are we learning about the folks who maybe are going through those experiences?
So Astra is the mental health organization in Topeka. What our goal is to make sure that our individuals are housing ready, that their symptoms are decreased, that they are not symptomatic and not going into crisis or kind of those things that we don't like to see, which it does happen, but we try to prevent that or help that and support them along the way to get them to where they need to be and can be independently housed.
Is there often a mental health challenge involved, whether that be addiction or some mental illness that's untreated?
Yes, and I would say 100% of our individuals that are on the streets have experienced some type of mental health illness, whether it be post-traumatic stress disorder, substance abuse disorder. They've all experienced that in one way or another.
And so that's why the point in time's important, so we can get funding, so those services can be available for more people.
Yes.
How are you on volunteers? Do you have enough volunteers for the day?
We do have enough volunteers for the day.
But you need some things.
Yes, we do.
Things are good.
Yes. So when we go out and do the count, we like to give out little goodie bags just to show that, we want them taken care of. We give them water, some hydration packs, snacks, things to get them through the day. But we like to show that we're there not to just count them.
And sunscreen, it's summer, right? Why not put
Yes.
some sunscreen in there for folks to be protected? What kind of non-perishable food do you like to have in there?
Pop Top cans are wonderful. A lot of our people don't have can openers. Granola bars, fruit snacks, just easy things that are accessible to them and they can eat them right away.
And what is a hydration pack when you talk about that?
A hydration pack is something that you would put in a bottle of water that has extra hydrogen or
Like electrolytes, stuff like that, those
electrolytes.
little powdered things.
Yes,
Okay, very good.
electrolytes.
And 2401 Southwest 6th, the folks are seeing this list and think, I can pick up a few of those things on my next trip to the grocery store, not just point in time day. They do outreach all year long. So these things are always needed. Socks, the rescue mission was here and they're like, we always need socks.
Yes.
Year round, we need socks. And so is that the Astra office there, that Southwest 6th address? Okay,
Yes.
so remember that. And what day is the point in time count?
The point in time count is on June 24th this year. It's a Wednesday. We are actually doing it like we did in the winter time, where we will have a time at MAP on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll have somebody set up there to get people counted there as well. So it'll be 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
Very good. Christy, appreciate you letting us know about all of that, and we will see what the trends reveal about our unsheltered population. Thank you so very much. Part of why we pay attention to how many people are experiencing homelessness is because it can also inform decisions when it comes to affordable housing strategies around the area. One affordable housing development is about to break ground. It's been a long time coming. It's Johnson Betts Meadows. It is in southeast Topeka. It is largely spearheaded by Scent, a nonprofit that works in the southeast Topeka area. Jonathan Sublette, Scent's executive director and founder, joined us along with Trey George from the Topeka Housing Authority and Connor Menard. He is with Hoppy Development, a group that's been working in making this a reality, to talk about these next steps. There's so many people involved in this project, but Jonathan, it started with Scent.
Yes.
What was the goal and the thought process in bringing Johnson Betts Meadows to the table?
Yeah, first of all, it is named in honor of Miss Pamela Johnson Betts, who was the first African-American social worker in Topeka Public Schools.
Plus, she's just a good person.
Just a good
Love
person,
her.
right? And so social workers are connectors. They're ones that find the gaps in our community, in our society, and they help find the bridge to get people to take their next step. So it's only fitting because affordable housing is one of those things that without it, almost nothing else goes. And so that was the dream, and the dream of the neighborhood for so many years was to have housing on Fremont Hill. And so Scent has just been the beneficiary of this great vision that the neighborhood held before we ever existed, and we want to steward that vision well.
And it's meeting a need, Trey. When you look at the Housing Authority, what is the gap when it comes to affordable housing in Topeka? How great of a need is there?
Yeah, the need is very great. There was a housing study done in 2020 and was updated in 2022 that estimated that Topeka needed to build approximately 420 affordable homes per year, and that doesn't happen very often. It's really exciting right now. There is, or there soon will be, 426 affordable homes being developed in Topeka between the Union Tower project and Johnson Betts Meadows. So it doesn't stop there. We have wait lists that don't end, and as you can imagine, when somebody walks into the Housing Authority, they're not anticipating that they need help with their home or with housing in 6 months or a year, and unfortunately that's about how long the wait is. So the more affordable housing that we can develop in Topeka, the more we'll be able to address that need, but this is just the beginning. There's lots more to come.
Connor, how did you all get involved in the project, and how do you kind of tie into all of this to bring it together?
Yeah, Hoppy Development. Yeah, we're really excited to partner with Scent and Trey and the Housing Authority, as well as we have a co-developer, Mesner Development. But it really started a couple years ago. You know, Jonathan, as he previously mentioned, had a vision for the Highcrest neighborhood and for that ground. And we really got brought in just because really the complexities and just how large the project is. You know, it's a $50 million investment into the Highcrest neighborhood that's been a long time coming, and so this project really is a catalyst, for the area and building upon what Scent has already done for the neighborhood. And so really they brought us on board to bring all the partners together and to work with the Kansas Housing Resources Corporation, who provided the low-income housing tax credits, as well as the Kansas Affordable Housing tax credits, and then bring other partners involved. U.S. Bank is a big partner in this project, who's an investor, and also the construction lender, and many other local partners like SVB Engineering. Roseman Associates is the architect out of Kansas City. And so really bringing all the partners together and making this
so it's
project
not
cross
easy.
the finish
Basically
line.
what I'm hearing is Jonathan might have said, okay, Scent wants to build affordable housing. It's not quite that easy. You had to bring everybody together to do it.
Yeah.
And what you need to hear is Scent tried to do it by ourselves for several years after we acquired the land, and we failed every time. Nothing of this magnitude and of this scale and of this amount of good happens in isolation. It takes people with different subject matter expertise to come alongside one another and to come alongside neighborhoods that have visions and needs to help things like this happen. And that's what I hope people get out of this, is not repeating what Cent did, but knowing that there's someone out there that is available to help you and partner with you. And that doesn't mean they take over what you want to see done in your neighborhood, but you need them as much as they need you. If we're going to fill these gaps for our community.
And this development's at Southeast 31st and Fremont. The groundbreaking, are these for apartment units, and how many units are we talking here?
176 affordable homes. 106 of them will have project-based vouchers available for them as well, which is another really awesome offering with this particular property. And then what Cent is also bringing to the table is a lot of supportive services to help the families be more successful with their housing, be more successful with their lives. But 176 total homes at this particular site.
Are these houses, or are these going to be in rental units to start in this
They're
phase?
apartments.
Apartment units, okay. 9 o'clock on June 30th is when the groundbreaking is. You're invited if you'd like to RSVP to acop-hasty@centtopeka.com. I'll have the email address on our website as well. And then by next year, maybe we'll be talking about a ribbon cutting.
Yes, ma'am.
Jonathan, Trey, Connor, thank you all so very much. A lot going on. We'll, of course, be there for the groundbreaking and be following the developments as Johnson Betts Meadows becomes a reality in Southeast Topeka. I mentioned there are a lot of events coming up, and some of them are dealing with serious topics. Midland Care has something that they call the Healing Hearts Camp. It has to do with grief, specifically grief that children might be experiencing. Kendra Powers and Tom Sutton are both counselors with Midland. They joined us to talk about the camp. Welcome to both of you. And this is hard. You know, everybody experiences loss at some point in their life, but how are kids different, Kendra?
Yeah, so their experiences are different in the regards of just developmentally of what they understand and how they process their grief. A statistic out there is that 1 in 12 kids by the time they're 18 will either lose a parent or a sibling.
Oh my.
And so it's significant of the losses that children experience.
And many of them, it's their first time experiencing a loss like that.
Yes.
So how does, this is a camp called Healing Hearts Camp. Tom, what will you do at Healing Hearts Camp?
So we have a bunch of activities planned. It's actually out at the Scout Camp, Camp Jayhawk, and we will do some canoeing, some fishing, archery, things like that, but it also gives us the opportunity to get a bunch of kids together who have experienced a similar thing. So even though it's 1 in 12 that might experience it, it's still a unique thing for most kids, and this allows them to be with peers who know what they're going through.
How does it tend to help when someone can discuss a shared experience?
They can be able to process that with others and know that they're not alone. I think that's the first step.
And the conversations that we have with our kids, why do we need to have them on a different level? I mean, loss is so permanent and kids don't necessarily understand that.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
So really of whatever their developmental age is, but also being honest. Really giving the facts is important, and really giving kids time to talk about it. So that really helps.
You know, I remember when I was a kid, my mom sat me down in front of an episode of Sesame Street where Big Bird got to learn that Mr. Hooper, the shopkeeper, had passed away.
Right.
It's on YouTube and you can
Yes.
find it.
Yes.
And that was it's all about getting something down to something that's familiar with kids, I imagine.
Yes.
It can be. I tend to work with the teens that we have that come through.
Oh, and then you got all the
And
emotional anxiety that goes along
You've
with
got
being
a lot of that,
teenager.
yeah.
But
it does help because this way it gives them a avenue to let out some of this grief and know that it's okay. Because in our society, oftentimes it's not okay, or people make it not okay. And we give them a safe space so that they can come in and experience what it is to feel loved and cared for in a way that may be unique for some of them.
it is a day-long session on Friday, July 10th, but they would like you to register by June 24th. This is for kids age 7 to 16. MidlandCare.org is where you go to register. I'll have that on WIBW.com. 2 questions. Is it a cost? And then also you say for those who've had a recent loss, how recent are you really trying to target here?
So the cost is completely free of charge. We have generous donors from the Mike McDonald Golf Tournament that happens each year here in Topeka. So we're very grateful for those donations. And then What was that second question, Melissa?
A recent loss, how recent?
So those recent losses, we don't put a time frame on
Okay.
that. So we specialize in looking at death, but really any significant loss, and that could include relocation, serious health issues for the child, or a divorce, which is a significant loss as
I'm
well.
going to have contact information too if you have any questions about it. Kendra, Tom, appreciate you both.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks so
The registration deadline is coming up June 24th, so hop on to Midland Care's website, and if maybe perhaps you just want the information for a future session or what other resources they might be able to provide for you as you deal with grief across the age spectrum in your own family. Another great camp with a serious message going on is Topeka Center for Peace and Justice, their annual Peace Camp. It weaves that message of peace and conflict resolution into a lot of fun activities. They have sessions for both elementary school students and also middle school age kids as well. Carl Frazier and Regina Platt from the Topeka Center for Peace and Justice, along with Kit Petir. She's with Westside Christian Church, one of the partners in the Peace Camp. They joined us to talk about what the message is underneath the fun. Welcome to all of you as we get ready for Peace Camp. And this year we are weaving peace. It's like the pattern on your shirt.
Yep.
You planned that, right?
I planned that.
Absolutely.
It's all planned.
Absolutely. The overarching goal of Peace Camp is what, Carl? What is this all about?
It's to bring the community together, all youth, no matter where you're at in the neighborhood, to just come together and we're going to teach you about peace.
Why does it start with the young people?
Because it's a generation gap, and so we want to make sure that it starts early. I think we can get them early. They can learn about peace and justice and all of that, and when they grow up, they can have that already instilled in their heart and their mind.
Absolutely. There are camps for both the middle school level and the elementary school level. Regina, you're in charge of middle schoolers.
Yes, I am.
These are going to be held at the Gil Carter Initiative building.
Yes, indeed.
So what are you going to do with middle schoolers?
So when we look at the middle school students, we'll be working on civility work. There'll be some culinary art pieces for them to prepare their meals, understand what healthy eating is like, and why and how this wires them and weaves them in to being successful adults. We'll collaborate with community partners such as Habitat for Humanity, and a few others are coming over to help them learn how to build. So weaving peace through building, right? Weaving peace through music, meditative and martial arts will be coming over to work with them, Mr. Steve, on how their movement, how it aligns, how they think, how they process. And so every day we'll have Isabel coming in to work with them on the advocacy piece, right? When we talk about block talks in Topeka and them being able to use their voices. So Friday, we're looking to tie it up and advocacy and peace at the Capitol and having a great time with community through the Peace Gathering.
Absolutely. And let's think middle schoolers, that's like 6th, 7th, and 8th. You make it fun because for middle schoolers, sometimes everything's boring and they're too cool for it.
Yes.
So you make sure that it's plenty cool.
Plenty cool. I'm cool, so it has to be cool.
You are, absolutely. And then Kit, elementary school students, the littles think everything is fun. So how do you target the message to their level? What are you going to be doing with the elementary school students?
We have a focus on collaboration and inclusion this year. So we try to teach what that means throughout the week. And we do a little verbal pretest at the beginning of the week, and on Friday we do another one, and they all got it down. They understand what it means. We have the Capitol building we're going to on Friday, but we also have therapy dog coming on one day for the kids. We have a cooperation exercise for them on Monday. We have a short little field trip we're going to take out to Old Perrytown and have the kids see that. And we're going to be talking about recycling on that day. And I think our forefathers and mothers did a good job of that. So we're going to learn some lessons out there. So we do peace circles every day where the kids get to pass the talking stick and share what they've learned or what they want to get out of the day. We have a really good time, and it's very rewarding for all our volunteers too.
And for the elementary students in particular, I imagine it's all about getting it down to the level that they're going to understand.
Yeah.
They may not understand the word advocacy like middle schoolers do, but
Right.
they're going to figure it out by the end of the week.
Right.
Cool. So what is the Friday event, that wraps it all up at the State House, Carl?
Yeah, so it's going to be, we have invited the Boys and Girls Club, with other organizations in the community to come, and we don't have just a fun day. Hope the weather hose out, that we can be outside just having fun. We don't try to feed them some hot dogs and just hang out. But also on the 26th at the state capitol at 10:30, the governor's going to sign a proclamation that we're going to be Peace Week.
I love it. I love it. So if you're interested in the camps, they're going to meet 8 a.m. to noon each day, July 13th to 17th. That's the same depending on the grade. Westside Christian Church has the elementary camp. Gil Carter Initiative has the middle school camp. Go to topekacpj.org for information on registering. There is a $35 cost, but there's a phone number on there as well. If you can't afford it, need a scholarship, give them a call. They'll see if they can perhaps hook you up so you can all enjoy Peace Camp. We always love this approach. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Peace Camp. It's coming up. Always a great time. And be sure to check out the Topeka Center for Peace and Justice website. They have great activities, great programs they do, especially for young people all year round. We are going to talk about music, World Cup, and Independence Day is right around the corner as well. That's all when the Red Couch Rewind returns. Welcome back into the Red Couch Rewind. There is a fantastic annual event in the capital city that is already underway. We are in the midst of the Sunflower Music Festival. It is 9 nights of free music that comes to the capital city every year. A great event. Lana Belka and Zach Zurich joined us to talk about what's in store this year. This is so fun, Lana, because it truly is 9 nights of live music. What type of music are we talking about?
Well, we're going to have classical music and we're going to have jazz music. And our theme this year is Bach to Beethoven and beyond, classics for all ages.
Oh,
so we're going to hear from all the greats.
And they're from all over, too. How far and wide are folks coming from to perform in the festival this year?
I mean, obviously we've got a lot of great talent right here in the United States, people that have performed in various symphony orchestras, but we're also getting people from all across the world, people that have performed in symphonies in Europe, or we have a guest conductor that's from Australia. So we are proud that we are bringing global musicians and internationally acclaimed musicians right here in Topeka.
We'll talk a little bit more about the music, but first I don't want to forget to talk about, it's on your t-shirt and it's our background here. The artwork for this year, you get a local artist every year.
Yes.
What is the story with this year's art?
Well, Kim Scott is our artist, and it was really a chance meeting with her because a mutual friend of ours had an accident.
Oh no.
And I found out
we're not laughing.
No, and I found out she was an artist, and I said, well, I'd like to see your artwork. And I said, we like sunflowers.
Obviously.
And so she presented this, and I loved it.
It's gorgeous, so we love
Yes.
the artwork. Couple fun things. Kansas City Jazz Orchestra is performing. You said it's the first time they're going to be there?
Yes.
So what does that bring in terms of variety to the show, and why did you want to bring them on board?
The jazz night has become one of our most popular nights. And this year it's really special. We've never had the Kansas City Jazz Orchestra before.
And they're right down
and
the
they're
road.
going to take us a trip through Kansas City Jazz as
Okay.
part of their program.
Opening night is a tribute to Dr. James Hurd. Zach, who was he and why is it so important, especially on Juneteenth opening night, to have this tribute to Dr. Hurd?
Absolutely. So, Dr. Hurd, last year we were actually able to be the inaugural performance in the James Hurd Recital Hall, which was an absolute honor for the Sunflower Music Festival. And we know that with so many competing events for Juneteenth, we wanted to provide a way for our community to still be engaged and honor those that have made it possible for us to bring this kind of music caliber to Topeka. So it was a very easy decision to honor Dr. Hurd and the legacy at Washburn, and combining that Juneteenth pride with the music history at Washburn.
Absolutely. Some of the events that I really love to see included is it's not just professional musicians here. You have, really it's more than one day. There are several days that it's spread over. You call the Blanche Bryden program or performances.
Yes.
What kinds of students does that involve, and how do students get selected to take part?
We have high school students that are performing, and during the week they receive education, training, tutorship all week, and then the high school students provide a performance on Saturday afternoon, and then there's a collegiate group that also has the benefit of all these wonderful musicians who will be working with them
So everything for the Sunflower Music Festival is free. So I would imagine that's kind of the pitch here. If you don't think orchestral music is for you or chamber orchestra and you think, I don't want to spend money to hear it if I don't know if it's my cup of tea, this is your chance to hear it for free.
This is the perfect opportunity. We want to make sure that this is accessible to everyone, not just in Topeka. We get people from all over Northeast Kansas and all over the country will travel to Topeka, Kansas for a couple of days or for the full week. We are proud to make sure that this is accessible to everybody. But just because it's free, there's always ways to support, right? You can buy a T-shirt, you can buy a program.
They will take your money if you want.
Yes, we will. This is a nonprofit, so we're trying to raise money, but we're also, this is our 39th annual performance, so we are gearing up for our 40th annual performance next year, building not only our annual donations, but our endowment.
It is very special. The Sunflower Music Festival kicks off this Friday. Again, 7:30 p.m. are those nightly performances, except for Sunday evening. Every night you can go hear some free music. We do encourage you to go to the opening night tribute, plus the jazz concert. The jazz orchestra is on the 22nd, and then the 27th is the finale. The whole schedule is on sunflowermusicfestival.org, so you can find out exactly when those student performances are as well. Lana, Zach, thank you so very much. A bit of an international flair to this year's offerings. Of course, the opening night's done, but jazz is still ahead if you're listening to this in time. And of course, the finale concert at the end of the week to cap everything off with a lot of great student performances. Go to their website and get a look at what they do to develop the next generation of musicians around our area. We're talking Independence Day already. It is right around the corner. Be here before you know it. A week before July 4th, a different kind of show is going to light the skies over the Southeast Topeka neighborhood. Fellowship Highcrest is making this a reality. And we had joining us on the show, Christy Carney. Christy Carney joined us to talk about what's in store in Southeast Topeka. Welcome to you.
Thank you so much.
You've always had a big to-do out there over in Southeast Topeka around Fellowship Highcrest, but this year you're doing it a little bit differently. It's always involved a fireworks show.
Yes.
So we're not doing fireworks.
Not fireworks this year.
What are we going to do instead?
Drones. This is the first ever, as far as we know, the first ever drone show here in Topeka. We'll have 150 drones that night.
150 drones?
Yes.
So how is the show going to look? What is it going to look like?
So it's more Topeka-kana than Americana. So we really want to celebrate our neighborhood. We really want to celebrate Topeka, just coming out, having fun together, and just enjoying one another. So there'll be some familiar Topeka sights in the sky.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Intrigued. Is there a company you've worked with to do this, and how much have they been able to really personalize it for you?
So two parts have happened. We worked with Starstruck drone shows. Starstruck drone shows.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yes. And we took the pictures and we sent them the pictures, and they created with the drones the pictures in the sky. And so they sent us, just a mock-up of what that would look at. And then two people on our team at Fellowship Highcrest, they are synchronizing it to music. So it'll be the scenes and then the music all together.
Oh, let me guess, it's Braille.
Yes.
Braille Watts is going to do it because he's awesome with music and coordinating things and all of that good stuff.
Yes.
Why take this approach? Why did you decide to do this?
So the idea is celebrating with our neighbors, and so many of our neighbors are either elderly, veterans, children. So we wanted it to be pet friendly, vet friendly, children friendly. So it takes out the noise part. It takes out the booms and the bangs.
Fireworks can be traumatic for some folks.
Yes, exactly. Like I've even had volunteers tell me, I would love to come out. I'll come early, but I can't stay late.
What else is happening besides the drones, though? We should talk about how this is like a whole big thing.
It's a whole thing. So we have 8 food trucks coming out that night, desserts and dinners. We have all kinds of kids' activities. Build-A-Buddy will be there, light up balloons. We have face painting, people giving out cookies. We have inflatables from Ultimate Bounce, all of that. But then also some really great vendors like the American Red Cross is going to come out, and we're signing people up for to get fire alarms installed in our neighborhood.
Very nice. So the food trucks, obviously, if you buy dinner, you're going to have to pay for that. Is there a charge for some of the other activities that are going on there?
So just like the face painting and the Build-A-Buddy, whatever their traditional charges are, but this is really exciting. 5% of everything that's spent that night will go back to Mirror Inc. Work for Success program this year.
They were on the couch talking about that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, so everything that's spent.
You do need a few volunteers yet.
Absolutely.
How many do you need? What sorts of things are you looking for people to help out with, and how do they sign up?
Sure. You can go to our website at fellowshiphighcrest.com and sign up there. You'll just look under events for the Summer Sky Extravaganza. We are about 15 volunteers short of our 95, and it's the cleaning team at the end.
The cleanup team.
That we need help with. Everyone that comes out does a really good job of keeping their space clean and cleaning up. It goes really fast at the end. I mean, we are out of there in an hour.
And it can be fun too. And plus, these festivities, folks, are taking place a week before July 4th. So if you've got, my family always does a celebration, come on out to the neighborhood. Saturday, June 27th, 7 o'clock is when all the fun starts. Around 10-ish is when the drone show starts, so whenever it gets dark. This is all on the Avondale East Campus at 455 Southeast Gulf Park Boulevard, but also I understand that you're going to have overflow parking at Owl's Nest over there at 29th and Adams, and then is there going to be like a free shuttle that'll go back and forth?
We have a free shuttle that'll go back and forth.
Okay,
yes.
So that's an easy spot to park if you're kind of looking for, I don't know about traffic over there. We got you covered. Yeah. Thank you so much, Chrissy. It's going to be super cool. I can't wait to see how it all works out. So that should be pretty cool. I've seen some of those illustrations and what they're going to create in the sky. Very uniquely us, very specific to their neighborhood as well. And it should be a great time, inclusive for everyone, to check out the drone show over the Fellowship High Crest Scent area there in Southeast Topeka. Welcoming folks back to a small town in Jefferson County for more than 120 years now is the Old Settlers Reunion. It is 3 days worth of fun, 2 evenings and 1 all day long. That also is right around the corner. Matt Miller is one of the organizers. He told us what they have in store. A WIBW alum, back on the tech side of things.
Crazy to be back.
It is, and Red Couch, all here. Kind of like
I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
I feel like we should have like some coffee cups and all that kind of stuff. But this is fun because this has kind of been like a little old home reunion for you here, but that's what the Old Settlers Reunion is all about. How kind of a history does this event have?
Oh, 100. I think this year marks the 124th year. It's been going on now. Sometimes we debate whether it's 124th, 5th, maybe 3rd.
It's a long time. How did it start? What's the little...
Well, the story goes,
the legend.
A group of settlers was passing through Jefferson County and gathered on the courthouse lawn, had some beans apparently, talking about the hardships of settlement, and then they developed it into a reunion of sorts after that, and here we are 100 and some years later.
And we still do it. Do you still serve beans?
We do not serve beans.
Someone in a food truck might.
We've got way better food vendors this year.
Okay, what are some of them? Give me the highlights.
We've got That Smoker, we've got the Burger Bus, love the Burger Bus of course, Rude Boy Tacos, we've got all kinds of great food.
So food is a good thing. What else do we have going on?
Oh my gosh, so I'm just gonna spill this out very quickly. I mean, look at this.
This is a rundown. It's like 2 sheets of stuff.
We've got all kinds of musical acts. Thursday night, of course, we've got Elvis Live.
You said there was an Elvis sighting.
There was an Elvis sighting, and next Thursday there will be in Oskaloosa at 7:30. Jeff Bergen as Elvis. Going to be incredible. If you've never seen Jeff Bergen as Elvis, you're going to want to see this.
And is it free?
Completely free. Everything's free.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Friday night, Crying Out Loud Honky Tonk.
Okay.
Saturday night, Platinum Express. Going to be amazing. Platinum Express. If you've never seen this band, you've got to see Platinum Express. They do Motown, R&B, 70s.
Fun.
We're going to go out with a bang on Saturday night.
It's a little bit like the mix. You can warm up with the mix tomorrow night, and then next weekend go out to Oskaloosa. Yep. You also have Mascot Mania. What mascots are going to be?
That's going to be so much fun. This was a huge hit last year. We're going to have all of your favorite mascots back this year. We're going to have your NFL, college mascots. We're going to have MLB. So we're going to have...
And they're spread out.
And they're spread out. We kind of sprinkle them throughout the 3 days. Slugger from the Royals. We're going to have Casey Wolf, Willie, Baby J, Big J, Washburn. Ichabod Washburn will be there.
Mr. Ichabod's going to be there.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
So you have Thursday from 4 to 10, Friday from 4 to 10, but then Saturday it's all day long.
Saturday it's full throttle, and we kick it off with the 5K. Positively Jefferson County is going to be there. It's a fundraiser for a lot of their cat programming, I guess you could say. So the money raised will...
And a parade at 5.
And a parade at 5 o'clock, that's always a big draw. So it's going to be jam-packed. I'm going to be tired. I'm already tired.
You're already tired. Carnivals, games, all that kind of stuff.
We have the carnival for the kids. Runs all 3 days, 6 to 10 p.m., $30 per night for wristbands. yeah, it's
How
gonna
fun
be a
is this
lot.
for you? I know you're like joking you're going to be very tired, but how fun is this for the community, and what does it mean to a small town?
It's a lot of fun for me. It's a creative outlet. And I should say, it's not just me. There's other people behind the scenes, working on this, but it's definitely a lot of fun being able to create and produce. It's like a television program.
A little bit, except it's live, so anything can happen. So be there in Oskaloosa all 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is like next weekend. I can't even fit everything on, so that's just a few highlights there. Thursday is the Elvis and Slugger. On Friday, you've got Casey Wolf. Saturday, there are more mascots parade. Whole 9 yards. Matt, it's always good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you. So mascot mania and an Elvis sighting. How can you go wrong? Old Settlers reunion, always a good time in Jefferson County. Before we go, how can we ignore the World Cup, right? Northeast Kansas is seeing some of this. It's actually on the Missouri side of the border, but we do have the Algerian national team that's calling Lawrence its base camp and home during the World Cup. Tim Bascom, longtime director of the Kansas Book Festival. He's an author in his own right as well. He's also a soccer fan, and so he joined us to talk about a book that he has. It's called The Boundless Game. It explores why this is the most popular sport in the world. Here's what he had to say. Normally you're here, Tim, talking about other people's books, but this is one of your own.
Yeah.
Soccer is what inspired it. Have you always loved soccer?
I have. I had an odd beginning. My parents took me to East Africa when I was 3 years old, and I wouldn't have learned it otherwise.
Really?
But we lived in Ethiopia, Kenya, and Sudan.
And soccer was a common thread.
It was. And it becomes a kind of language. If you can speak it a little bit, then you can jump in, and the book kind of celebrates that, the cross-cultural nature of it.
What is it about soccer? Because I think in the U.S., even though we're hosting the World Cup, and if Team USA is winning, we get caught up in that excitement just from national pride. But otherwise, we don't really get it. And I'm going to admit that. I understand that it's popular around the world. It's not necessarily my first choice of a sport to watch. What is it worldwide, though, that brings so many people together?
Well, the game is the most universally loved game for a reason. And I think one of the simplest reasons is that it doesn't require much. You don't have to have a whole lot of equipment. You just need a ball, and you can even make your own. In East Africa, kids would take bags and put them together and wrap twine around it and then just start kicking this thing. And that's why they have such incredible foot skills, is because they're working with just this tiny little ball that they've created themselves. And I think that simplicity has made it a game that anyone can enjoy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then when you go to a stadium, there's that camaraderie that gets added into it as well.
Absolutely.
What is the main thing? And this is the book. It's called The Boundless Game. Are these personal stories? Are these anecdotes? What do you?
It's a mix. A lot of it starts with me as a kid first learning the game, and I even talk about odd places where I got to play, like in a DC-3, a 2-engine plane over the Nile, kicking it down the fuselage. Just the goofy stuff that was possible in that early childhood. But it has journalistic pieces as well. So for instance, Garden City is not a place you would think of as a football stronghold. It's out there in western Kansas where we think American football.
But it's got a great multicultural residency
Exactly.
there.
So all these families started coming who were interested in work through meat packing, and they brought kids with them who were like, they're kicking that ball, what's the deal, and then it starts to develop, and they do well. And now they are a really strong entity in soccer here in Kansas.
Well, I think it's a good storytelling piece, and even if you're not necessarily one who considers yourself a soccer fan, it's a story that's going to resonate with you. Tim, I appreciate you sharing, and I love good athletic competition and camaraderie. So yes, I would enjoy the World Cup for that very reason.
Got to jump in on it.
And I love it. Tim, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
The Boundless Game is what it's called, on sale everywhere. We appreciate Tim stopping in and letting us know about it. You can see the video from all of these interviews as well as all of the guests that come through our studios on the Red Couch if you just log on to WIBW.com. There is an Eye on Northeast Kansas section there, also on our mobile app and also on our streaming platforms like your Roku, all of that. We got an app there, and there is a section right there for Eye on Northeast Kansas. All of our friends are available there. If you want a little behind the scenes look, my Facebook page, WIBW Melissa Bruner, has our studio selfies for a bit of behind the scenes look. So much fun on Eye on Northeast Kansas. Until next time, we'll see you on the Red Couch.